Hey everyone, so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Adopt a Santa Letter project presented by the US Postal Service. If you are interested in adopting a letter this year for Santa, stay tuned to this video. Don't forget to subscribe in the corner if you are new here and if you are returning. Thanks so much for staying on board. If you don't find this video helpful or it's not exactly what you thought it would be, no worries. Troll-free zone, just exit out the browser that you entered. So let's get started with what is Adopt a Santa. So every year, millions of kids around the country write letters to Santa, right? They write what they want for Christmas. They put it in an envelope to Santa at the North Pole and put the letter in the mailbox. Those letters actually go somewhere. They are all collected by the United States Postal Service and they are scanned into digital copies so that regular people around the country, just like you and me, can adopt those letters and basically be a Santa for a child in the country. So the website is USPS operationsanta.com. You can probably see the little girl down there. She's like hopping around in the Christmas presents. It's really awesome. So I've kind of like vaguely seen Operation Santa in the news a couple of years ago, but last year in particular I read an article about it. I thought it was just such a great idea, and I had a couple of friends who shared that they received presents as a kid through Operation Santa, and I wanted to do that. So last year I adopted a letter. It was for a young kid who lived in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., and he basically asked for, he had like a list of presents that he would like for himself, but he really said that he wanted help for his mom and his baby brother. So like his baby brother needed pretty much like anything that a baby needs. His mom needed help with bills, and then he listed like his own things, and he really wanted like some type of computer or something, or like a video game. So I purchased like an Amazon Galaxy, or it wasn't a Galaxy tablet, it was like, I can't remember, but I purchased a tablet for him. I'm going to post all of this in front so you can see it. I got a tablet for the kid who actually wrote the letter. I got one of those really cool like stuffed animals that teaches you like your letters and colors for his baby brother. And then last year I actually saved all of the, every time I used cash for something anywhere, I saved all the dollars, single dollar bills that I got in change, because I just kind of wanted to see like how much money it would be at the end of the year. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I figured I'd use it for like presents or something. So I took all of the dollar bills that I had saved at the end of the year and I put it in a card for his mom. So that was kind of like how I personally chose to fulfill his letter. And I had actually like told a friend about it, and he went in on the tablet with me. And so like we split the cost. More on that about sharing Santa letters later, but we're just going to start with that. So it was a really great experience, really fun. You do not know the child's like last name, obviously. You don't even know their address. Basically what happens is when you have completed shopping for the child and you're ready, you're going to print out the information and put like the label in the box and take it to the post office. When I went to the post office, I got this really nice like older lady who didn't know what was going on, and I remember I came and I was like, I have an Adopt a Santa letter, and she was like, oh Lord, she was like, why did you bring this to me, because I don't know how to do this. But she was really nice. Like she scanned it in and it actually just instructions popped up on her computer, and so she was able to follow it. And so the label that I printed and put on the box with the scan code, it was connected to an actual address label that she was able to then print out and put on the box, and that was the address label that went to the child. I got a receipt back with a tracking number, and I was able to use the tracking number just to make sure that it got delivered, which it did, and it got delivered in time for Christmas. So that was really exciting. I actually did not pay for postage. I think that technically you're supposed to pay for postage. I did not pay for postage. I don't know if that was correct or not. So yeah, like TBD on that. So when you go to the Operation Santa website, at the very top, you'll see a button. One says Learn More. So if you just want to read more about it, you can obviously do that. But the bolded button at the top says Adopt a Letter. Now you can actually adopt more than one letter if you'd like. Most people just only adopt one letter, obviously, but you can do what you would like to do. Once you adopt a letter, it's removed from the site to know that it's been adopted. And so that means that it's your letter, you're responsible for that letter. Now you'll get periodic emails from the US Postal Service to remind you like the last day that you can mail your items to make sure they get there in time for Christmas. And they'll also remind you that if for some reason you cannot fulfill the letter, for any reason at all, it doesn't matter what it is, you just no longer can or want to do it. That's totally fine. But you want to make sure that as soon as you determine that you cannot fulfill the letter anymore, that you just log into your account and you basically send the letter back. And that puts the letter back onto the website so that someone else can adopt it. You go down and you see the kid's first name and the state that they live in. So like this says Nikki's letter, Texas. Okay. Okay, so things have been going. All right, Stevie's letter, Tennessee, etc. Sometimes if you notice like these blocks on the letters, those are redacted areas just to make sure that the identity of the child is protected, basically. So sometimes like a kid might say, oh, my name is like Jamie Smithers. You know, like they're gonna redact Smithers and it's just going to say Jamie. Sometimes they'll say my mom, my dad, and my 3 little brothers, and they'll put like everyone's name there, and sometimes they might redact certain names. Sometimes kids put their addresses in the letter and they're like, Santa, if you don't know where I live at 558 Main Street, blah, 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 and that will obviously be redacted. So if you ever see something where like the sentence isn't complete or something, you know, don't worry. It just means that the Postal Service has taken that out to protect the child's identity, but you're not missing any information. So like this letter I'll just read to you. It says, Dear Santa, my name is Stevie. I have been good this year, so I hope you visit me. This is one of the good things I did. I helped raise $301 for St. Jude. For Christmas, I would like the Stranger Things Lego set. Thank you. So this is actually one of the simple letters. Something that I do just because, you know, I am not Bill Gates and can't like buy anything is like I will sometimes look and I will say like how much is the Stranger Things Lego set? It cost $199. So this is where I give you my first tip. So sometimes, especially in this day and age when things are so expensive and people are hurting, you will see kids asking for a lot of, and I don't want to say expensive because things that are expensive, cheap, that is all relative and different for all of us. But they are asking for gifts sometimes that have considerable price tags. Let's just put it that way. Like I was flipping through the other day and I cannot tell you like how many like iPhone 11s I saw on on kids Santa letters. I saw iPhone 11s. I saw a lot of toy sets. There was like this 14 doll toy set or something. I was like, I can totally get that. It costs like $150. I've seen kids asking for air fryers, and like one kid, he was like, he lived in California. He wanted a bike because he wanted to practice bike tricks, and I thought that was so cool. But that bike was like $1,200. So, you know, keep in mind, if you can like get the kid everything that they ask for, that's great. But something, and that's even made very clear in like the rules or guidelines for Santa letters, is that when you adopt a letter, you should adopt it and fulfill that letter as you feel compelled to. If a kid's asking for Stranger Thing Lego set and you can't get that, maybe you can get like parts of it, something that's Stranger Things related, because obviously they like Stranger Things. Maybe you could get some type of Legos, like whatever the thing is that you feel you're capable of doing and is related to the child, that's what you want to do. A lot of kids do ask for bikes for Christmas. It's really hard to like mail a bike, and obviously you don't have the child's address, so even if you lived in the same state or something, you can't deliver it. So if you wanted to gift a child something that was kind of awkward like that can't totally be mailed, it might be better, you know, you might want to do like a gift card that's enough money for them to do that, or gets them closer to it, or whatever the case might be. So that's just a little thing. Don't feel like, you know, if you're not able to get exactly what the child asked or everything that they asked, that you can't adopt a letter. You know, it's no different than if you had your own kid or a kid in your life who asks for things, and most of the time you may not be able to do everything, but you try to get something that you think they'll like or something close to it. And that's what Adopt the Santas are like. Right here it says, I just refreshed this, right? So I'm not going to adopt that particular letter, but I just refreshed it and it says 21,431 letters have been adopted so far. There are none left now, but check back later. We add more every day. So as you can see, a lot of people have been adopting letters. That's tens of thousands of letters, and that means there's no more right here. So if you see that, don't get discouraged. That happened to me last year. I just kind of pop up there sometimes once a day, a couple times a day, and check for new letters. Again, they're always adding new letters because letters are still coming in from kids across the country, as well as every so often there might be a letter that someone sends back, like I said from before, if they couldn't fulfill it. So if you come up here and you're like, I don't see any letters, don't panic, it's totally fine. You know, like I said, just keep checking and doing the best that you can with it. You're going to feel amazing when you do it, obviously. Like, it's just great to know that you're helping to make a child's Christmas a little bit better. And I think this is important every year, but it's definitely super important now considering everything that we've been through this year, and how many families are hurting financially. So if you have anything extra to give, if you are one of those fortunate people who are, you know, still employed or still has a little extra cash around, I think it's a fantastic idea to adopt a Santa letter. Like I said, it's very simple. You just read, you adopt. You'll make a free account online like you would anything else, and then all the information is going to get emailed to you. You'll have the child's letter that you can download, print, read on your email, and then like I said, you'll have the little scan code that you can put on your box. If you want any tips on wrapping and that kind of thing, I have a video coming up on that as well, which I will link in the description, as well as on a little card at the top, so that you have some wrapping tips as well. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to come and tell you all face to face and urge you to adopt a Santa letter this Christmas, for whatever year you might be watching this video. If you have more questions about it, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. Just drop any of your thoughts, questions, tips, concerns, and I will be happy to answer them. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.